Okay, so let's go ahead and work on our other script now. And that script will be in the same folder by the name of player interaction. Alright, click on player, drag and drop this script right at the bottom. That's it. Then also we need to add a crosshair to our game. So for that, what we're gonna do is right here we're gonna create a UI canvas by the name of player UI. In here, add a UI image. Alright, click on game view. Here is the image. Make sure that it is in the center. And the canvas scaler is scaled with screen size, then 1920 by 1080. Alright, it's in the center. Now we need to resize this. So I'm gonna change its width to 5 and 5. Okay, here is our crosshair. Now if you want to increase it, you can increase it as well to 10. Okay, once you add the crosshair, name it as cross here as well. Alright, then let's work on our player interaction script. So remove the start and update method. Okay, then at the top create a float by the name of interaction distance. Interaction distance will be, let's just say 3. Then we need a reference to our main camera. So we will say public camera, name this as player camera. Then we need a reference to the player. So add a reference to player. And after this, we're gonna add the update method. And right down below the update method, we're gonna create a bool by the name of is holding X. Because before removing the wood plank from the door, we need to make sure that the player has a X in its hand. Okay, so how we will do that? We will do that by checking in the player game object that in the player game object if there is any game object that has a layer X. Okay, because as you know that in the previous video we add a layer to our X by the name of X. Alright, so in order to check in each child of the player parent game object, we will create a for each, and in for each we will say transform child in player dot transform. Then we will say that if child dot game object dot layer is equals to the X layer. So layer mask, not mass mesh, it is mask dot name to layer, and as you know that we name it as X, so we're gonna type X right here. Then we're gonna return true that yes, the player has a X, or else we're gonna return false. Okay, so once we check for the X, now let's go ahead and drop the wood flank from the door. So in order to do that, as I told you, we will be using the mouse left button. So we will say if input dot get mouse button down. For the left button we use 0. Okay, if we press the left mouse button, then what we're gonna do, we're gonna create a raycast. Alright, and then if that ray hits anything that has a wood plank script, okay, that has this wood plank script, then we're gonna we're gonna make a fall. Alright, so let me first of all show you in the code how we can do that. So let's first of all create an array. We will say physics.raycast. We're gonna create an array from the player camera position, so transform.position, and in the forward direction, so we will say player camera dot transform dot forward, and whatever that ray hit, we're gonna store it in the hit variable, and the ray distance, or you can say radius, will be the interaction distance. Alright, because we don't want that ray to move infinity in the forward direction. Now, if this ray hits any object that has a wood planks script, okay, then what we're gonna do? So let me first of all type this in order to detect the wood plank script. So get component, and we want to get the wood plank script from it. And once we have that, then we're gonna check if the wood plank script is not null. And if it is not null, then we're gonna first of all check that the player has an X before dropping the wood plank. Alright, so in order to check it, we will call this is holding X method. Okay, so if the player has X, then we're gonna call the method from our wood plank script, which is make fall. And when we make fall, as you can see, we set the is falling to true, and when the is falling is set to true, the would fall to the ground. Okay, so that's why we call that method right here. Okay, else if the player doesn't have any X, then we don't have any UI for now. So just we're gonna show it in the console that you need an X to remove the wood planks. Alright, once this is done, make sure that right here you add a if condition, because if we are making any raycast in the forward direction, then we will do all of that. Okay, because we forgot to add the if condition. Alright, and right here make sure it is double equal sign. And when you do that, get back to Unity, click on player. We have the player interaction right here. So first of all, provide the main camera, then the player itself. Alright, when you do that, then you can go ahead and play the game. And when you play the game, first of all, you will see the crosshair on the screen. Alright, we have an X right there, so we're gonna pick it up. Okay, the player has an X. Now let me drop it first of all right here. And now, as you can see, when we press the mouse button, it shows that you need an X to remove the wood plank. As you can see, when we click the mouse anywhere else, as you can see, the ray is creating around that area, but it doesn't detect the wood plank script, so it doesn't show anything. But right here it detects the wood plank script, so it shows that you need an X to remove the wood plank, as you can see on both of them. Now if we pick the X up, we have an X. Now if we click right here, as you can see, the wood fall to the ground, and for the second one as well, as you can see, the wood fall to the ground. And when both of the wood fall to the ground, as you can see, it shows door unlocked fully. Alright, as you can see, when we try to hit it again, it shows an error because it is already fallen, so that's why. Okay, so now our X and wood planks works perfectly fine. Now in the next video, we're gonna add sound effects to our door and to our keypad lock. Alright, so with this done, see you guys in the next one.